The college football experience, Louisiana Tech Bulldogs 2022 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, presented by WynnBET. Bet $50 at WynnBET, get $200 in free bets. Bet big, win bigger with WynnBET. Download the WynnBET app now or visit wynnbet.com. That's WYNNBet.com and start winning today. We're also brought to you by Sleeper. You already play fantasy and Sleeper, but now you can win cold hard cash with their brand new over under game. Just head to sleeper.com/SGP on your phone to join the SGPN group. Of Sleeper will automatically match your first deposit up to $100. That's sleeper.com/SGP. We're also brought to you by SGPN Discord. Yes, make sure to check out our new Discord server, the perfect place to interact and sweat out bets with the entire SGPN crew. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/discord.
This is Brian Bosworth, AKA The Boz, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother. Peace out. Boz out.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience, Louisiana Tech Bulldogs style. My name is Kobe Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
Nobody knows nothing.
Somebody knows. Double the price, but no one touches Dundee.
Oh man, you know I've been rooting for the Bulldogs for a while, but they did my boy Skip dirty.
They did.
Man, then he goes off and wins a USFL championship. Subscribe to the USFL Gambling Podcast, but they did him dirty, man.
What was that? 7 bowls in 9 years.
That's what I'm saying.
7 in a row because he didn't get there his first year. 7 in a row after that, and then one tough year, and they show him the door.
Yeah, and he normally wins the bowl games. They had a win over Miami.
They won 10 games in 2019. I believe that's the only time in program history that they've done that. That's pretty recently. That's 2 seasons ago.
What the hell, man?
Who do you think you are?
And then they go out and get Sonny Cumbie, which I get it. Sonny Cumbie, air raid guy, Mike Leach school. But man, you're gonna be that harsh? You know, they have wins in the bowl game. So they've beaten Miami. They've beaten Illinois. They've beaten Navy, beaten SMU. It's a little harsh.
Yeah. I mean, give the guy a break. He's proven it at other places too. He's not a bum coach.
He just proved it in the USFL when he won the fucking championship.
Yeah, I stand corrected. Looking back, Sports Reference doesn't have it, but they had 3 10-win plus seasons in the 70s, but since then,
I don't get it. And I don't know. I just don't like. I'm surprised. I was very surprised that happened. I don't know. I mean, what do you make of it?
I guess you gotta have to figure where is the program going. I mean, what was the trend there? They went 10 wins, 9 wins.
1 point loss at Arkansas a couple years ago. Come on,
No,
this
10
guy.
wins, 5-5 during COVID. You almost have to throw the record book out on that. I mean, so really the last full season he had played or coached prior to that 3-9 clunker was a 10-3 season. And when you consider the games last year that they lost, a 1 point loss at Mississippi State, a 7 point loss at
and that
NC
game
State.
was crazy. They
Right?
should have beat Mississippi State. I mean,
Mississippi State,
come
a
on.
good team last year. NC State, a 7 point loss, a good team. In fact, some publications have them the preseason number 4 this year. At UTEP, another road game. UTEP had how many? 11 wins last year? 12?
UTSA, you mean?
Or UTSA. How was UTEP?
UTEP was a bowl team.
UTEP was a bowl team.
Bowl team last year.
They
I
did
think
get
7 or 8
slapped
wins.
by UTSA, but a 3-point loss against a decent Old Dominion team. A couple,
4-point loss to Rice shouldn't have happened, but still, my point is that
if things break the right way, they're bowling again, and that should be an entirely acceptable outcome for Louisiana Tech
and
fans.
Sonny Cumbie comes in, and I don't know. Did they upgrade at the head coach position? I'm gonna say no.
I mean, you got to figure the offense is probably a little more advanced, or
But their defense will get weaker, oriented. Right?
Yeah, I mean, look, you saw what Skip Holtz like exactly what you said. Granted, he had some talent there, but he coached them up. He coached his guys up. That offense was very dynamic for the Stallions this year. The guys got chops.
I just don't really. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
You know what's funny is Holtz was saying after the championship game how much he enjoyed coaching in the pros. He's a guy that, and maybe it's a recruiting thing. Maybe Cumbie will do a little better recruiting. I don't think he's an ace recruiter or anything.
Well, we will see. I mean, look, I got nothing against Sonny Cumbie. I'm just saying, like, be aware if you have a tough season. Doesn't matter if you're a contender in the Conference USA or whatever conference you're in. You might get fired the next year.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's hop into it.
Even if you have 7 straight good years.
I just think it's crazy to find. Yeah, it's like, what do you expect? Well, Cumbie's coming in year 1. Jake Brown and Scott Parr are going to be the offense doing the 2 offensive coordinator thing. It's not my offense. Your offense. It's my offense.
Just like if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. If you have 2 offensive coordinators, you have none.
They were 69th in total offense a season ago under Holtz, 106 in run offense, which is shocking because Holtz normally runs the hell out of the ball. 35th in pass offense, 77th overall in total offense. Well, the pass offense was 35th in the nation. Now they lose. I think Luke Anthony's now at Baylor, their quarterback. They were active in the portal, went out and got Mathew Downing and Parker McNeil. They also have Landry Lyddy coming in, who's a quarterback to note.
Hot shot youngster.
Yeah. Running back wise, Marcus Williams, the App State transfer is gone. In comes in either Greg Garner or DeAnthony Gatson, a guy who originally committed to USC.
There you go. A couple hot shot youngsters.
Pretty prestigious there. Now they do have some nice receivers coming. Smoke Harris and Tre Harris are both back at wideout, and 4-star DeVonta Lee transfers in. 3 of 5 back on the offensive line, led by left tackle Byron Russell. I mean, I actually think Cumbie will figure out the offense because there's talent there.
Yeah.
So I think the offense is actually going to be fine.
Couple guys. Smoke Harris is listed as an all-purpose back.
I think DeVonta Lee,
2 guys on the offensive line,
and then getting Gatson the rock or Garner the rock. I don't know. 2 guys in the offensive line. What are you saying?
Preseason all conference.
I'm sorry.
What do you think of the what is it? Dowling?
Mathew Downing from Texas,
Downing?
from TCU, and then the other kid from Texas Tech, where he was with Cumbie. So that's what I'm saying. I do think the offense is going to work. I think the offense will work.
Yeah, a little ahead of schedule for a first-year coach, probably.
Yeah, and then defensively, not Scott Bowser, but Scott Power.
Hello.
I'll take Bowser to take him down
any day of the week.
Subscribe to the Zed Run Gambling Podcast, hosted by Scott Bowser, legend. Scott Power is the DC, the 114th in scoring, defense 80. I mean, he's taking over.
He was top 20 in the FCS in a bunch of categories.
That's Stephen F. Austin, right? 114th in scoring defense a season ago at La Tech, which was uncharacteristic, I feel like, for them to be this bad. 87th in run defense, 117th in pass defense, 106th in total defense. Now, here's the good news. Power did a great job in the FCS last year, and he brings back all 4 on the defensive line, led by defensive end Deshaun Hall. 1 of 3 back in the linebacking core, but Tyler Grubbs is a name to circle. All conference. 3 of 4 back in the secondary, led by safety Jaden Cole. What do you make of that?
I think the defense, 8 starters back on defense.
It's going to be improved, right? But here's the thing: switching to air raid, I always wonder what that does to you defensively. Can you step it up? Will you be physical enough? UAB physical, UTSA physical. Can you get those dubs? In that conference doing air raid things. I don't. Maybe it's a classic tale of college football over the past. We saw Oklahoma win a national championship with the air raid with Mike Leach's offense.
But I don't think it was necessarily their defense that was winning them that national championship. Not that they played it. They had
their defense was actually really good.
They had a good defense.
Yeah, but
they had a great.
My point is, though, is you have certain teams like Lincoln Riley's Oklahoma's teams.
It wasn't Josh White winning the Heisman.
Josh Heupel was their QB then.
Jason White was one thing. Okay, but either way, they moved the ball around. I think you're right, though. I think that generally speaking, you would think against passing teams, having an air raid offense would help your defense prepare for a passing team in practice. I don't think it normally works out that way. I think the more physical physical and offense your team has to face in practice, the better off you are.
I agree. We're going to talk transfer portal. We're going to talk recruiting rankings. We're going to talk what Las Vegas expectations are for the Bulldogs this year. And we're also going to talk what we think. We're going to go game by game on the Bulldogs schedule, talking Louisiana Tech football. But first, I got to get us paid. I want to tell you that the college football experience, Louisiana Tech Bulldogs season preview episode, is brought to you by WinBet. Bet $50 at WinBet, get $200 in free bets. Bet big, win bigger with WinBet. Download the WinBet app now or visit winbet.com. That's WYNNBet.com and start winning today. We're also brought to you by Sleeper. You already play fantasy in Sleeper, but now you can win cold hard cash with their brand new over/under game. Just head to sleeper.com/SGP on your phone to join the SGPN group, and Sleeper will automatically match your first deposit up to $100. That's sleeper.com/SGP. We're also brought to you by us. Yes, SGPN Discord. Make sure to check out our new Discord server, the perfect place to interact and sweat out the bets or sweat out your bets with the SGPN crew. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. We're also brought to you by Trade Coffee. Trade Coffee is just, expert tasted coffee. Trade Coffee actually has a team that taste tests thousands of coffees and keeps 450 different kinds live, ready to ship at their office. There's no perfect coffee, but there is a perfect coffee for you, and Trade's human powered algorithm will find it for you. You better believe that. Right now, Trade is offering new subscribers a total of $30 off their first order plus free shipping when you go to drinktrade.com/SGP. That's more than 40 cups of coffee for free, people. Get started today by taking their quiz at drinktrade.com/SGP and let Trade find you a coffee you'll love. That's drinktrade.com/SGP for $30 off. We're also brought to you by IP Vanish. Did you know that browsing online using incognito mode doesn't actually protect your privacy? That's right. Without added security, you might as well be giving away all your private data to hackers, advertisers, your ISP, and other prying eyes. That's why here at SGPN Studios, we use IP Vanish VPN to make it easy to stay truly private and secure on the internet. IP Vanish helps you safely browse the internet by encrypting 100% of your data. That means your private details, your emails, your passwords, your communication, your browsing history, and more will be completely shielded from falling into the wrong hands. Even your physical location will be hidden. IP Vanish makes you virtually invisible online. It's really that simple. So go to ipvanish.com/SGP and use that promo code SGP and claim 70% off your savings. That's ipvanish.com/SGP. All right, Patty C, we are back talking Louisiana Tech football. Hopefully you're subscribed on YouTube and all the other platforms where you listen to podcasts, because we're breaking down all 131 college football teams. Solo podcast for every single team in the land, like we do every year. And check out the sweet ass graphic if you're watching on YouTube. Shout out to the SGPM graphic team with this nice Louisiana Tech graphic.
Boom.
Patty C. The transfer portal. Interesting. The incoming. We grade the transfer portal now because of how batshit crazy the transfer portal's become. It's almost its own way of recruiting now. I don't even know if it is its own way of recruiting now. Talk to Pat Narduzzi about that.
Yeah.
Incoming transfers. This is interesting, Patty. See, linebacker DJ Johnson from Illinois. Safety Joriel Washington from Illinois. Linebacker Kalen Villanueva from Illinois.
How about that?
That's 3 players right there. Cornerback Jakelin Morgan from Arizona. Wide receiver DeVonta Lee, a 4-star from LSU, comes in.
Nice.
Cornerback Miles Brooks from Stephen F. Austin, coming with the coach. Offensive lineman Isaac Ellis from Memphis. Linebacker Hugh Davis from Boston College. Quarterback Mathew Downing from TCU, and quarterback Parker McNeil from Texas Tech. I think they did a great job in the portal.
Huge gets.
Now I got to get to what they lost, because they did lose some pieces. Defensive lineman Nelson Benassor is in the portal. Wide receiver Gerard Means went to Pitt. Defensive lineman Levi Bell is in the portal. Defensive lineman Ben Bell is also in the portal. Luke Anthony, their starting quarterback from a season ago, went to Baylor. Jawan Johnson at wide receivers in the portal. They lost quarterback Aaron Allen, who also got some starts, to Alcorn State. Quarterback JD Head to North Texas. Linebacker Alex Zayed is in the portal, and offensive tackle Walker Hankinson is in the portal. I'd say they won the transfer portal. You?
Yeah.
I think they won. Yes, they lost a couple, pieces, but I still think they won the transfer portal. When it's all said and done, give me the dub.
I mean,
for La Tech in the portal,
bringing in your starting and backup quarterback in whatever order that is.
Yeah,
I think that's a huge win. I
agree. So I'm going to give that a win. Talk to me about the recruiting rankings, Patty C.
Well, not a single 4-star on the roster, but you have to wonder if this DeAnthony Gaston, who is their top recruit this year, was a 4-star when he was recruited by USC, and then was potentially changed back. I don't know. Would be uncharacteristic of USC to be taking on too many 3-stars. But that said, he is projected as a starter. So there's one recruit that I'm seeing. The rest of the recruiting rankings over the last 5 years, we're looking at a little variety with some slight slippage. 77, 84, 79, 116, and 92.
Ooh.
So maybe that's where
Holtz, that's why he's gone.
Yeah.
Well, he's only winning championships.
Yeah.
We'll see how
he might be a pro guy, without like having to have a talent deficit at his
well, I know he didn't like the way college football was headed. He was outspoken about that. Yeah. So perhaps maybe he is.
He's an all-time legacy guy. Within the conference, 4, 7, 6, 9, 5. So kind of mediocre team out of 14 there, but their 4-year composite in the conference is somehow higher than that. 2, 3, 3, 3, which would, make sense on the 9 and 10 win seasons that they've had.
Yeah.
I assume that's because they did decently in the transfer portal the last few years too. So Skip Holtz, maybe a decent transfer portal guy. Low key. Yeah,
perhaps. So La Tech, Las Vegas is projecting Louisiana Tech. Their win total is at 4.5, and they're flat even on this. The overs at -110, the unders at -110. They feel pretty confident that it's going to be either 4 or 5 wins. They're unsure, but they're confident in the fact that the action is not, the juice is not to one side. Yeah. Let's hop into it, Petty C. I'll tell you this blindly without really diving into it, I would think over, because they normally get over that.
Yeah.
Right.
I think you have to take into account some historical, like recent history, more than just last year.
And the fact that when you're used to winning culture, like, okay, the players had a blip last year, but they're there with the history of winning. So Thursday, September 1st, love this matchup. Going to be rocking on God's Eye. La Tech at Missouri. Patty C. La Tech almost beat Mississippi State last year, lost by 1 in a game I think they were up 20 in the 4th quarter.
Wow.
And lost.
Man.
Could they go to Ferret Field and pull off the dub?
Sure, it's possible. It is definitely possible. I wouldn't wager on that to happen.
Yeah, I'll take Missouri, but it is an interesting one because I think that could be a game. Like, I think when I think of that game, I think like Missouri. Now I will say this: it's the first game with the air raid. Maybe that is a problem, but I kind of think with you bringing in your air raid quarterbacks, kind of think like this is going to be like I don't know, Missouri 31, La Tech 24.
I mean, Missouri lost to Boston College last year. They only beat North Texas by 13.
They lost to Army too.
They only beat Vanderbilt by 9. They lost to Army. They're not that good.
Yeah. That's an interesting game to watch there for your over. I'm going to say Missouri wins, but barely.
Yeah, I'll say the same.
Week 2, Stephen F. Austin, the Lumberjacks. Well, I mean, La Tech steals their defensive coordinator, schedules them and says, hey, you know what?
Gets a transfer player from them.
Yeah, gets a transfer from them. I'm on La Tech to get it done.
Stephen F. Austin 8-4.
Could that be a tricky game?
Listen to the losses of Stephen F. Austin too. A 6-point loss at Texas Tech last year, right? A 1-point loss versus defending champion Sam Houston, right? A 4-point loss at Jackson State, who's a perennial playoff team.
Beat Florida State last year.
Jacksonville State, right?
Yeah.
Who beat Florida State, right? And a overtime 1 touchdown playoff loss to Incarnate Word.
Could we have a game?
We are going to have a game.
Why is it to me like Arizona gets North Dakota State, Oregon State gets Montana State? Those two play for the national championship. La Tech gets Stephen F. Austin, but like the other schools, the power schools are getting these like
Oklahoma's getting 1 and 11.
Western Carolina or something that has won fucking 8 games in a decade.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm gonna take La Tech to win. But you're right. You're right.
That's a game.
Yeah. Week 3 they head to Memorial Stadium, original name, and to take on the Clemson Tigers.
Yeah.
1 and 2 start.
1 and 2 start, and here comes another game that could be
at South Alabama on Saturday, September 24th. I lean South Alabama here, but this is a 50-50 game.
They were 5-7 last year. Oh gosh, I think I'm gonna lean South Alabama here too.
Yeah, so I got them 1 and 3 through the month of September. They get a bye week in the first week of October. Then they host the UTEP Miners. UTEP had a solid year a year ago, but Jacob Cowing transferred out to Arizona.
7-5, 7-6 after the bowl.
I'm actually going to call for La Tech to get this win.
I'd say between those last 2 games, I'll give La Tech 1 because I do expect them to, improve.
Then you have Saturday, October 15th. This is a very interesting game because both Leach disciples, Seth Luttrell down there at North Texas hosting La Tech. I think I lean North Texas, but this is a 50-50 game.
Sheesh. I don't know how we're really. What did North Texas do?
They made a bowl, right?
Were they a bowl team last year?
They were a bowl team.
Well, in that case, then maybe I have to give North Texas their due. Denton, Texas. I don't know if it's a hornet's nest, but it's becoming harder. Luttrell.
UTSA lost at North Texas last year.
Wow.
Ruined their perfect season.
That's true.
I'm going North Texas. I don't feel great about it, but that would then put me at 2 and 4. What would you be at?
I think I'd have them at 2 and 4 as well.
Then they come back for homecoming to take on the Rice Owls. I do think they beat Rice. You, Patty C?
Yes.
So that puts me at 3 and 4, and you at 3 and 4. The win total is 4.5. Can they just get 2 more wins? They head to the airport to take on Mike McIntyre's bunch at Ricardo Silva Stadium.
Even Rice isn't a gimme. Rice went 4-8.
Rice beat him last year.
Yeah. I'm gonna give him 1-1. Let's see.
Do they beat FIU?
FIU.
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say they get FIU. I think McIntyre's it's gonna take him a year or 2.
Does that put him up to 4?
That puts me at 4 and 4, right?
Yeah, it's a nice start.
Then they're home. What are you doing
stretch.
here? Did you have them beaten the airport?
I do have them beaten the airport.
So you have them at 4 and 4 as well.
Yeah.
The stretch is tough. Home to Middle Tennessee
At UTSA.
I'm just gonna say that they get one of these. So home to Middle Tennessee, at UTSA, at Charlotte, and home to UAB. Well, UTSA and UAB are flat out better.
Yeah.
I'm not taking them there. Middle Tennessee's probably better. Middle Tennessee stock still gets them. They keeps them pretty decent.
Yeah.
The game at Charlotte is at good old Jerry Richardson Stadium. Sell the team.
Traditionally, Louisiana Tech would be the better team. If we're just counting last year, no. But traditionally,
Still, it's a road game though.
yeah. Out of those last 4, though,
I think they get one.
At least get one. At least get one.
Yeah.
If not 2.
So I'm gonna ride the over.
I'm on the over too. We've
I
been
don't
on a lot of
love it.
overs.
I don't love it, but
I think when you look at this team's history, I don't know what we expect out of him. Only 2 and 3 last year, obviously in an interim position. Hard to judge him on that, but I would assume this is at least typically like a 7, 8, 9 win team. Even if they're slipping, they should be able to get to 5. I think the over I do like.
Really, you like? I see. I think it might take a year.
You're right. The fact that it's a first year situation is
So I lean I think I got him at 5 and 7, maybe even 6 and 6. But I also could really see him at 4 and 8.
Yeah,
I think it's right along those lines.
If things
I
aren't
lean
clicking,
over just because I mean that's another thing is
they could start 0 and 4.
but they also are capable of beating everyone but Clemson on their schedule.
That's true. That's true.
Now I will say this actually at Clemson and probably at UTSA would be a flat out loss because UTSA has got that program rolling. So, but everyone else, I mean, I don't know. Could they upset Missouri? I'm on the over. I don't love it, but I'm on the over.
I want to take a look at their previous 2 seasons. They squeaked out some close wins 2 years ago in that 5-5. So maybe he had started to slip a little bit. That's too quick to look at that data and really get much out of it. I would say, generally speaking, knowing the quality of this program, yeah, I think it's a good play. And looking at that schedule,
give me the over.
Take the over.
All right, folks, we're both on the over. Remember to subscribe to the College Football Experience. We're on YouTube. Watch the show. Why? You don't know. I mean, yes, it's great when you listen, but it's also great when you watch the thing. You can see us, see our beautiful faces. All right. So subscribe to both of those or wherever you listen to the podcast. Also, give us a 5-star review on iTunes, please. All right. If you do that, take a screenshot and find us on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. You can send me that there too. And if you do that, show me that screenshot. We'll send you a shirt that looks like that pennant right there. Boom. All right. Patty C's on Twitter at PattyC831. We are the College Football Experience. Well, also NC Nick, who's normally with us. He's on Twitter at NC_NICK. Give him a follow as well. We are the College Football Experience. We also talk college basketball. Yes, we host the College Basketball Experience. So subscribe over there. We talk college basketball year round too. And man, last year I liked that La Tech team. It's a shame they couldn't get it done with Lofton. I thought they were knocking on the door of the tournament there, but don't worry, we got you covered when it comes to college basketball. Back to the days of Karl Malone, La Tech guy. Woo. Terry Bradshaw in football, right?
Yeah,
buddy. They got Tim Rattay, Troy Edwards.
La Tech.
Troy Edwards had a game once against Nebraska that I was watching. First
25 catches.
Oh my gosh! And he had like an 88-yarder called back on nonsense. One of the crazier college football performances I've ever seen.
Wait, what was it? What was his name again?
Troy Edwards. It was against like Mike Minter and the Nebraska defense where they were like top 5. Just unbelievable. Game, right? They got blown out, but because their defense couldn't keep them in check. But
21 passes for 405.
Dude,
yards.
And I'm telling you, there was like a 90-yarder called back.
Tim Rattay, 46 of 68 for 590 yards.
Tim Rattay played for the 49ers too. Troy Edwards, he was a Steeler for a little bit, right? Yep. Anyway, shout out to La Tech. We're rooting for you. Although you did my boy Skip dirty. You did him dirty. Subscribe, folks, though, to all the other platforms that we have. Sports Gambling Podcast. Just had Pat McAfee on the show. We just had Mike Leach on the show. I think you'll dig all that. Yeah, check out. We're already doing NFL props. If you're a Saints fan, if you're a Cowboys fan, I don't know. Whatever you're a fan of over there, check it out. I think you'll dig the college or the Sports Gambling Podcast because we have it's just a great show NFL wise. All of our podcasts, though. I mean, right now MLB is going on. The MLB Gambling Podcast, fantastic. Soccer Gambling Podcast. We got the World Cup coming. We talked about the USFL. We host the USFL Gambling Podcast. We also have the MLFB Gambling Podcast with the Arkansas Attack. All right, check out that. CFL Gambling Podcast. We go on and on. Golf Gambling Podcast. Look, just check it out. You'll dig it. All right, NBA Gambling Podcast. So all that good stuff. Check it all out. Patty C, he's on the over. I'm on the over. This is the College Football Experience, Louisiana Tech style. You better start thinking about yours, and we out of here. Run and shoot.